to Scrappin with Sheri. I want to show you a technique today that is actually extremely easy, but it takes a little time to finish the product. So I'm going to show you the technique. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and then I'll show you some finished pages using this technique. So really all you need for this technique is your 12-inch trimmer, and I have pulled three coordinating pieces of paper, a couple of prints, and a solid. And these are scrap pieces. They're not full-size pieces. So you don't really need full-size pieces for this. And you know I'm loving scrapping all my stash right now. So this is an exciting page for me to be able to use some more scraps. So when you put your paper into your trimmer, you need a 1-inch strip. So you're going to line up with the 1 inch. I line mine up on the 1 inch on the right side of the trimmer. And you trim that 1-inch strip. Now, I chose this paper to demonstrate because it's very obvious that the fronts and the backs are very different. So, for your first cut, you need to line up the point of your paper on your first cutting line. And I hope you can see mine because my mat is very grooved right now. But I'm lining up the paper on the first cutting line, and I'm also lining it up with this 45-degree angle that is on my trimmer. So line up at the 45-degree angle and line up on your first cutting line. When you get it all lined up exactly right, you'll just slice off that first little edge. Now that's not going to be used, so you can get rid of that first little edge. But from here on, everything else will be used. So I'm going to flip my paper over. I'm lining up along all that edge, but you've also got a straight edge here that you can line up on now as well. So you're lining up straight edge, 45 degrees, and your cutting line with the point, and you cut. And it gives you a nice little triangle. And once you've got that one cut, you flip again, lining up on the point on the cutting edge. You've got a straight line here. You've got the 45-degree angle here. And you just keep lining up and flipping and cutting. Now, when I started doing this technique, I didn't realize that there was a straight edge there that would help me as well. But it does make a difference. It does keep your triangles really nice and even to line up on all three places. All right, so I've got a few of that particular color, and I'm not using the back side of that, although if you had a printed paper that you liked both sides for this idea, you could do that very easily. Now, I did discover in playing with it that odd numbers of papers work the best. So I had chosen 3 prints for this, and I've actually gone ahead and cut a bunch of triangles with those 3 prints. And let me show you why 3 prints works best. Now I'm pulling my background paper. And again, this was a piece that was not in this original collection. This is just another couple of scrap background papers. I've got 2 different colors because I couldn't decide which one I thought the print showed up the best on. I actually like the look of it on this blue, but I'm not sure that blue is an exact match for what I'm going for. So I think I'm going to go with this lighter print as my background paper. And I know it's going to be really bright on the video to see it, but in the picture that follows, you'll be able to see it a little bit better, I think. And I would normally use my 12-inch ruler, my zero centering ruler, to start this off. The good thing for me is this paper actually has just a little hint of lines on it, and those lines are even, which gives me a head start in lining up these triangles. So I'm going to alternate my prints. I'm lining them up on these nice little lines, and I'm going to do a print, a solid, the other print, and then go back with my print, solid print. So I'm keeping it in a pattern. This is why I wanted to use an odd number of papers because you don't want every other one to be the same thing. Or you might. You could do it that way as well if you'd like to. So this is the way I'm going with this particular pattern. And you just keep repeating the pattern all the way out. Now you could do this all the way around your page. If you've got a double page spread, like you'll see in my photo examples, you can do it just around the outside edges. You could do it just around one side or just down one side. There are a lot of different variations for doing this. And you just kind of have to find what works well for you. Now, obviously, when I start taping these down, this one is going to go off the side a little bit. And you can just tape it and cut that. And then you'll add another little piece here to finish it out. On my corner on this side, I would go back with this next print and just slide it in. And then I'll go up that side with it. So you get the general idea. I'm going to go ahead and tape these down, and then we'll look at how we'd finish this page out. Now to finish this off, I ended up really lucky because I need this solid here and I also need a solid here. So I'm just going to tape a little on the edge of this. Your repositionable tape would work well for this as well. And I'm going to tape that one down just to finish out that spot right there. And then I'm going to pull back in my 12-inch trimmer and cut that off. And then I'll go back. Oh, it doesn't work exactly right, but I can flip it because it's a solid and just add that in that corner. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's not a big deal to cut a whole nother triangle to make this work. You just want to finish it out so you don't have an edge hanging there with nothing in it. So there is a quick and easy page. I say quick, not necessarily quick because it does take a little while to get all of those little triangles on there. But I want to show you one other way that you can change that up a little bit. And then you'll see some example pictures as well. But one other way that you can do that same design is by using your square punch and either your 12-inch trimmer or your personal trimmer. It's going to make your triangles larger. And if you want to use up a lot of space because you only have a couple of pictures, this is a good idea. But you just punch your squares out of the paper. Again, you would want to use an odd number of papers so that they're not right up against the same colors or patterns each time. And then just chop that in half. And you see it's a little bit larger. But if you like that technique, that is just as easy to do. Perhaps even easier than the measuring for some of you. So I'd love to hear your comments on this. Let me know what you think about this idea. I'll go ahead and put some pictures on this page as soon as I can find some. And you'll see the pictures of this and another example I did of this using this silver and gold paper. I hope you enjoy scrapping some of your stash, bringing those scraps into treasures. So until next time, happy scrapping.